about 4 weeks ago, I decided to order a book that I had heard quite a number of people, 4 or 5, but people that I listen to on YouTube who, or through other media outlets, who mentioned a book as reference to the type of work that they're doing in their own lives. It's a book by Napoleon Hill. It's called Think and Grow Rich, and it's written, I think, in a spirit of, sort of entrepreneurship. And Napoleon Hill spent in the region of 20 years studying some of America's sort of top business people and inventors and entrepreneurs and such likes, and just, what is the journey that they take? What are these sort of, there are a set of principles, and it was Andrew Carnegie that challenged Napoleon Hill to write this book, to do this study, to spend the time doing it. I don't believe he paid him a jot for taking the challenge on. Andrew Carnegie believed that the reward would come in the writing and in the completion of the book. That would be his gift, his price, as it were, paid to Napoleon Hill. And I think, as it turned out, it worked out in Napoleon Hill's favour. So I decided to order this book to kind of find out, more information about it. And condensed version, trying to keep it so, was that one of the chapters talks about the mystery of sex transmutation. I wanted to read the start of this chapter because what it talks about is part of that journey that I'm on, and it puts it sort of really well, really well structured, and I think it's worth sharing. I really do. It applies more to men, and I think the men in gender and the masculine energy in how we express ourselves. We're a balance of masculine and feminine. We may be 50-50, we might be heavy one side or the other. We're often out of alignment with what our masculine and feminine is. Guys are trying to be more masculine, but they might actually hold a greater feminine energy, and vice versa. Or we may be denying our masculinity as men, or indeed our femininity as women. So that aside, it's, I think this book overall is written in the context of the masculine energy, the form, the drive, but it also really sort of embraces the need for the creativity, the surrender that comes through from our feminine energy. Masculine, feminine, yin, yang, black, white, two sides of a coin. So anyway, it's chapter 11. So there's kind of a stepwise process in this book. It's not sort of fiction. It's a manual. It's a guide. It's a way of life for a number of people who have benefited greatly from reading the book, and who some read over and over and over again. I am on chapter 2 after 4 weeks. I read up to the start of chapter 2 within about a week of getting the book. It's a lot to take in, and I kind of reached a point where I realised in reading it, it's like, no, I need to work out a few things within myself at the moment to kind of feel ready for what is the next page. And fortunately, the introduction kind of gives you that hint. I think that information that, be ready for what you're stepping into, and come back to it again and again until you're ready to, take that next page. It's a book that's either for you or it's not. It's Marmite, I suppose, in that regard. I don't know wherever you are in the world if you know what Marmite is, but it's a topping for toast or stuff like that. And with the flavour of it, people either love it or hate it. And I think that's kind of this book. But anyway, chapter 11 is The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, the 10th step towards riches.